Wrap your mind around this, downtowners. I'm standing at the corner of King and Queen. You know them as parallel, but here at Roncesvalles Avenue, they do meet. Roncesvalles, the street with a Spanish name and a Polish reputation. It's only about 1.5 kilometers long, but Ronce boasts a unique meeting of old and new urban living.
Roncesvalles Avenue first shows up in the records of the 1860s. The name was bestowed by Colonel Walter O'Hara, who owned land just to the east. O'Hara took the name from a gorge in the Spanish Pyrenees Mountains, where he'd fought the French during the Napoleonic Wars. Many other neighborhood streets still owe their names to the colonel and his family. Marion for his wife, Geoffrey and Constance for his children, Fermanagh for his ancestral home back in Ireland.
The streetcar depot at the bottom of Ronce is one of Toronto's oldest. It opened in 1895 when Torontonians were flocking to the West End's then swimmable beaches. From the 20s through to the 50s, it was the last stop for good times at Sunnyside Amusement Park.
The streetcar made South Ronce one of Toronto's most popular weekend get-together spots. A scenic jaunt from town, beaches, rides, dancing, and if you just couldn't make it home that night, the 1900 version of a hotel strip. The sun deck of the Ocean House was the perfect spot for a King Street boy to meet a Queen Street girl. A block or two up Ronce, you get your first taste of its well-known Polish flavor at number 66. The Copernicus Lodge opened in 1979 to provide a residence and care facility for the neighborhood's aging Polish population. Eastern European immigration had shaken the Anglo-Saxon uniformity of the area after World War II. With the opening of St. Casimir's Catholic Church in the early 50s, an even larger number of Poles were attracted to the area. St. Casimir's, located at 156, owes much of its creation to the persistence of Father M.I. Smith.
Born in Alberta but educated in Poland, the priest's decision to build an auditorium before the actual church resulted in a more cohesive congregation. Once finished, the church became the focus of an already solid community, soon to be known as Little Poland.
Many Polish immigrants owe their start in Canada to the St. Stanislaus St. Casimir's Credit Union. Now in a 1970s modern building at Fern Avenue, the union began in the church basement. It's the largest church-born financial institution in North America. Out front, the statue of Polish Pope John Paul II is known for the special twinkle in its eyes. Their pupils are carved as tiny hearts. In April 2005, with the Pope's death, this corner became a major gathering place for Toronto's Polish Catholics. Many of the old Polish families are moving away to Mississauga and Brampton, but the business district is still the place for Polish bookstores, the Gazeta newspaper, butchers, delis, and, oh yes, those bakeries.
Even with the donuts and pierogies, Ronce's founder, Colonel O'Hara, might have found it hard to stomach the street would someday be known for its Polish identity. Poland had sided with Napoleon during the wars, and he likely faced them in battle.
A tribute to Ronce's Anglo-Saxon roots is the High Park Library at Wright Avenue. Built by luxury home architect Eden Smith, it was one of 3 constructed in 1916 to mark the 300th anniversary of William Shakespeare's death. Its Tudor Gothic design duplicates the style of an Elizabethan grammar school. Just north of the library stands the unpretentious Emmanuel Howard Park United Church. Many of Roncesvalles' original Anglo-Saxon residents gathered here, but membership declined during the area's Little Poland period. More recently, it's seen a rebirth with a very progressive multicultural membership, one of the United Church's fastest-growing inner-city congregations.
The residential west side of Roncesvalles IDs itself as High Park. The east side, older and more commercial, is the western boundary of the original town of Parkdale. It's here that you get a taste for the changing Ronci. A little bit of the old, a bit of the new.
At Galley Avenue, the milk store building is still fronted by a facade recalling its days as the Brighton Theatre. The classic movie house sign and marquee were only recently removed. Throughout the business district, gentrified cafes and specialty shops are starting to outnumber the old world bakeries and schnitzel houses. Yes, Ronci's getting trendy.
There are new groups of people coming in, specialized stores, interesting, different types of stores. We don't have as many chains or franchises showing up on the street as has happened in other areas, and I'm quite happy about that.
Many of the streets running west of Roncesvalles were part of the pre-World War I building boom. Indian Road, originally a native trail, and High Park Boulevard feature some very distinctive Toronto residences. Eden Smith's asymmetrical cottage-style houses and High Park Boulevard's stately Edwardian mansions are reminiscent of Rosedale, which was developed around the same time. Further north at the corner of Roncesvalles and Westminster is the 1915 St. Vincent de Paul Roman Catholic Church. Its original ambitious design, based on Paris's Madeleine Church, was altered due to financial hardships and World War I. Finally completed in 1924, its regal portico and massive Ionic columns still set it apart from any other structure on the street. The parish had come a long way since its first services in the little storefront that's now a flower shop at 231 Roncesvalles. Nearby St. Vincent de Paul School got its start in an adjoining store, separated by a curtain from church activities. The school has gone through numerous buildings and expansions and is now located on Fermanagh Avenue. Founded by the area's original Irish, French, and Italian parishioners, St. Vincent's also had a period of Polish attendance. Ethnic translocations and the opening of St. Casimir's in the 50s led to lean years for the church. It has since opened its doors and heart to more recent arrivals, including Native Canadians and newcomers from Asia and South America.
Time to recognize a famous transplant from the neighborhood. It's rumored that Mr. Bigglesworth, the hairless Sphinx cat of Austin Powers fame, can trace his roots back to an alley just behind this Ronci bar. In the 1960s, a genetically mutated Siamese litter was found there, and today, all Sphinx cats, including one movie star, owe their lineage to that litter.
I think we're slowly going into a resurgence in families coming back. I see carriages with children. I see people with dogs. I see the homes in the neighborhood being renovated and converted back to single-family dwellings.
High Park, good transit, nearby schools and hospitals, a cozy but vibrant shopping district. Roncesvalles Avenue offers a lot of livability, and it's contributed to the area's rising real estate prices and reputation as up and coming. Part of the attraction has to be the scattered remnants of its past that still seem to anchor the neighborhood. The Revue Cinema, up near the top of the street, is one of its most enduring landmarks. Built in the 1920s, the Revue has long featured classic and second-run films, gourmet munchies, and famously comfortable seats. In the 50s and 60s, it catered to an influx of German arrivals with films from back home. The Revue's vintage movie house facade is known to be Canada's oldest, structurally unchanged since the day it opened 80 years ago.
Right across from the old established funeral parlor is the construction site for a chic new condo project. Another interesting meeting of past and future along Roncesvalles Avenue. Not surprising for a street where so many things converge. It begins where King meets Queen and ends where Dundas meets Bloor. Yep, they connect on Ronci too.